you know what? This trader, like many traders, have had problems with accounts over the years as they're getting their footing. But here's what's the good news is he's building back up. And I blanked out how much his account is, but I can guarantee you it's more than the majority of FX traders. So I was really happy to see this. And this guy's a really nice guy as well. And this is we're talking back and forth email. I'll respond to his email about the trailing because he's trying to get into, I think it was the pound. Yeah, trying to get into pound. And we were just talking. Actually, let me just back this up. He wants to trade the euro yen again. Well, my advice to you is right now it's getting pretty ugly in there. But we're talking about the pound, and we talked about this. Now, here's a little example. You got a trade taken out at 52.23 to a high and kept going and didn't come back, and this is actually perfect. I actually got 84 pips on this trailer, not 90. But he was going to adjust how many pips above the profit line that he uses. And, what I like to do is this. Let's say the profit line is at 1.5264. All right, I'm going to add 2 to that just to get it off the profit line. So that's going to bring me to what? 66, right? Plus a spread. I want to put in a spread, especially for, talking about a buy here. So that's going to be 68 level, roughly, rounded up. So 52.70 is where my stop would have been. And I got lucky because originally my stop on that was actually at 52.22, right? I moved it, actually, once I realized where it was. The market still hadn't retraced, but I wanted to stick to that +2 plus a spread rounded up. And I passed that along today during some live trading. Anyways, enough of this ramble. Let's look at some charts and just how this day unfolded. Now, London traders fared a little bit better on the euro yen today, as you can see. Well, let's see what they got. Now you would have got it stopped out here. Now, I keep mine pretty tight up here in my trade management area. So that would have been a stop out. And then you had another stop out here. So I guess it didn't treat him very well. And then, same thing will happen in the U.S. session today. We finally had the move, but it was later on in the day. And this actually occurs at 4 o'clock in the morning, New York time. So they, not bad, I guess. You're going to recoup some of the loss you took earlier. Well, we come into the session here, and I made a comment today to this fellow trader that just because we have an 8 o'clock open, generally if the trade sets up at 8 o'clock in 3 seconds, it's just like news. Let the market do what it's going to do. And that actually happens here. 8:01, it's like a minute into the session. I think I was still stirring my coffee at this time anyway. Kind of triggered in here. Now it does pull back to your stop. But like we talked about, this stops at 11:36. Let's just bring up the data window here. It's way down here. There we go. Just bring this up. All right. So where was I? Okay. Yeah, the stop on this trade is at 11:36. You want to go around the profit line, this area here. So you would have survived this trade if you would have got this anyway. Now here's what happened. I didn't get filled up here. Probably because I didn't hit the target. Target was 78. The high on this candle was 77. Didn't quite get it. So trade for profit. Right. As soon as we got into this area up here, I went to break even. When I saw it starting to push through, it didn't happen. Took +6 on this trade. Now that's all my positions taken out at that. So +6 on that. And this one here, wow. Wasn't a big fan of this particular trade here. I can't remember exactly how the stop adjusts went on this, but the setup was at a 47, and it came down. It didn't get much traction, and actually this is basically where the market opened in the U.S. session. Kind of toyed around this area a little bit, came up. Here was the original stop, and now we have 54.60. I can't exactly remember what I did with my stop. I didn't get the full loss on this. I took my -16. Now the only problem is that's a -16 all positions taken out on that. So I took quite a hit on this as well. But that's just the way the market did, and I didn't take this short. It wasn't in my direction that I was looking at. And around this time, we kind of said, you know what, the market's just not doing anything. And when we talk about markets, we're talking fellow traders, obviously, that are buying and selling. But you could just see what we got into here. So we both called it quits on this particular market, and that was it. Now, eventually, what does happen, if you didn't get taken out